It's one of the most American brands you could think of. Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC, is a staple in US fast food culture, which is why I was so surprised to find out it's huge in China, a country that is as far a polar opposite from the United States in literally every respect. Like, it turns out KFC is actually huge in China, and it has been for decades. It's not even like the same company under a different brand, it's literally KFC in China. So why and how did this happen? Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is Zach with the Money Channel, and I've done some research on this. KFC first entered China in 1987 when it opened its inaugural restaurant in Beijing. This marked KFC's pioneering entry into the Chinese market and was part of China's broader economic reforms and opening up policy. KFC was among the first Western fast food chains to establish a presence in China, making it a trailblazer in the industry. The initial foray into China was not without its challenges. KFC faced hurdles such as unfamiliarity with Western-style fast food, a vastly different culinary culture, and a lack of infrastructure to support the business. Chinese consumers were not accustomed to the concept of fast food, and fried chicken was a relatively new and unfamiliar dish. KFC had to educate Chinese consumers about its products and create an appetite for Western-style fast food. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, China's infrastructure was still developing. Transportation networks, supply chains, and logistics were not as advanced as they are today. This posed logistical challenges for KFC, especially in ensuring a consistent supply of ingredients. China's regulatory environment was evolving, and navigating the bureaucratic processes and regulations for foreign businesses was complex. KFC had to work closely with local authorities and adapt to evolving regulations to operate smoothly. And the challenge: KFC was a well-established brand in the US and some other countries, but it had to build brand recognition and trust from scratch in China. To resonate with Chinese consumers, KFC introduced a range of Chinese-style dishes that incorporated familiar ingredients and flavors. Specifically, KFC understood the importance of rice in Chinese cuisine. They added rice-based meals to their menu, allowing customers to pair their fried chicken with rice and traditional Chinese side dishes, such as vegetables and stir-fry dishes. Of course, putting this effort into localizing their product means nothing without the attention of the population, and so the localization of marketing played a crucial role in KFC's success in China. It allowed the brand to connect with Chinese consumers on a cultural and emotional level. To resonate with Chinese consumers, KFC frequently enlisted Chinese celebrities, such as actors and singers, as brand ambassadors. These endorsements added a touch of familiarity and relatability to KFC's advertising campaigns, as well as helped build trust among Chinese consumers. Think influencers. KFC localized its branding by incorporating Chinese characters into its signage and promotional materials. The use of Mandarin in marketing materials helped bridge the language gap and made KFC feel like a native brand as much as it could be. KFC also respected Chinese culture when it came to digital. They engaged with their audience by posting content that was relevant, using Chinese social media platforms such as WeChat and Weibo. They hit the trends, the culture, and the conversation in China. Geographically, KFC's initial focus in China was on the urban centers with high population densities. They strategically chose locations in major cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen, where there was a greater concentration of potential customers. Starting out here allowed them to tap into sizable consumer bases and build brand recognition in densely populated areas from the start. Of course, then, when people from rural areas visited these cities, they would also be exposed to KFC's brand. They opened outlets in malls and food courts, capitalizing on the Chinese dining culture, where people often gather for meals and socialize in these locations. Now, while KFC maintained a consistent brand image, they also tailored the look and design of their outlets to suit local aesthetics and architecture. Then KFC expanded rapidly in China by utilizing a franchise model. This was really smart, because it literally allowed them to leverage local expertise and resources while maintaining control over quality and branding. Franchisees were often entrepreneurs with a deep understanding of the local market, contributing to the brand's successful expansion. They also invested in building a robust supply chain and distribution network in China, which allowed them to ensure a steady supply of consistent ingredients and maintain efficient operations across the huge geographical area. In more recent years, KFC has also expanded its digital presence in China, offering online delivery and mobile ordering options, which could arguably be said is bigger in China than it is in the West. And that's a brief overview of how KFC won its position in China's culinary market.